Elgersma at Silk Road Tea in Victoria's historical Chinatown, and you're watching Go Island on ShawTV. On today's show, James Green finds out how a grade 8 class from Quebec won a trip to Victoria. And we take a field trip to Goldstream Park. All that and much more on Go Island. Hello, thank you so much for joining us on Go Island. We are in historical Chinatown, right here in Victoria, the oldest Chinatown in Canada, at Silk Road Tea. It smells so good in here, Daniela. I love coming in here. It just has such a great ambiance. It is always fun. There's tea tastings. And you know what's going on here today? Kimono exhibit, wearing, how to. I love it so much. It's just, look at these two beautiful women. Isn't this amazing? So Danielle, let's talk a little bit about, because this is one of the workshops that you're offering and coming up, but let's talk a little bit about why you've decided to make this part of what you do here at Silk Road Tea.
Well, you know what? I love Asian culture, and tea is a really big part of Asian culture, and there's so many wonderful dimensions to Asian culture. There's ideas around what we wear and how we live our lives, and wonderful things about that I think are important for us to think about. One of those things is slowing down. And appreciating things and relaxing more, and just really, again, just taking a moment to think about the season and the time of year that you're in. And interestingly, that actually relates to kimonos. So this is Hitomi, who's the owner of Ume Silk Kimono, and she is curating the art gallery kimono exhibit. She's a kimono expert, and so she's going to be talking about kimonos and teaching us more about kimonos.
And kimonos are not just a beautiful garment, but it is about tradition.
Yes.
And time of year and so on. Now let's talk a little bit about the history behind the kimono.
Yes. Kimono used to be Japanese people's daily clothing. However, in the modern life, kimono is getting kind of less and less commonly used. And in modern people, you wear just like same as Canadian people. So I wanted to introduce this kimono culture to North American people. And then so there may be something that in this fast-paced modern life, maybe something to appreciate, the slow fashion, and also coordinating your outfit to your outside exterior seasonal changes.
There's a cherry blossom kimono. Oh yes, there is. There's seasonal kimonos. And here's the other thing about the kimono. It may be old-fashioned, but it's for the modern day woman, because look what she has stored in her kimono. Oh yeah, right there, little smartphone. I'm telling you. We are going to show you how to properly put on a kimono in just a moment. We're also going to tell you a little bit about some of the fabrics and why they represent certain seasons and certain traditions. But first, we are going to head out with a group of students who won a trip through Parks Canada. They're from Quebec. They flew out here and headed out to Sydney Spit with James Green for a fun adventure. If you've just joined us on Go Island, we're at Silk Road Tea and celebrating the kimono. Beautiful, beautiful Japanese traditional garment that is not only about looking beautiful, but slowing down, tradition. Now, Daniela, believe it or not, if you look at it, this is actually just a layer of it. Tell us a little bit about what you're wearing right now.
So I'm wearing my kimono undergarment, and of course these are color coordinated for the different kimonos that you wear. You won't really see this when I'm wearing my kimono, but you will see flashes of it and suggestions of it. So it's important that it look beautiful. And in fact, it's considered very flashy for wearing outside. So a Westerner might look at this and say, well, this is a beautiful kimono that you're wearing. Why wouldn't you just wear this? But the color and the patterns are kind of a little bit over the top. This is what you wear underneath, not above.
This is what you wear when you're at home in the bedroom and you're taking your outer kimono off because it's beautiful and
seductive.
Yes. And then when you go underneath, you get a little lacy. And this is not tighty-whities. Now, these are beautiful cotton lace underneath. So this is layer 1 and this is layer 2.
Correct.
Okay. So tell us why all the layers?
Why old? It's just like a regular clothes. It's a silk originally, so that we have to protect the silk. So we need to put some cotton garment underneath, which was a lace flash, and then we put the silk. Silk is warm in the winter, cool in the summer. It's a very versatile fabric. Daniela has this long sleeve kimono, which is called furisode, and furisode is only for the unmarried women's kimono. And then it's one of the reasons this long sleeve swinging gesture is inviting a man in also. And then so that was something that only for the younger one.
I won't tell John, Daniela.
That's right. I know. I was going to say that. That's right. That's right.
So it's a symbol of I'm not married.
That's right. Unintentionally. This is not the message I'm trying to say.
Whatever.
But these days in the modern world, people choose this for the festival occasions such as party, just because it looks much more flashier and it looks more outstanding. So people pick this one even if you're not sending such a message.
Goldstream Park. We all love to go out there in the fall during the salmon run, but what's happening there right now? If you haven't been to Goldstream Park lately, put it on your to-do list this summer. So much is going on. It's such a fun place to take visitors. Another fun thing to do is to come down to Silk Road Tea. There's always something going on. Tea tastings, kimono how-to, and of course the Victoria Art Gallery right now has a phenomenal kimono show on right now that is it's just beautiful.
It's starting at on June 27th, and then we'll have a kimono exhibit at Art Gallery Victoria. I hope everyone come and see the kimono and culture.
And this is the Obi.
Obi.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. Okay, so tell us about the Obi.
Obi is a sash belt for kimono. I guess it stabilizes kimono garment as well, and then also I guess kind of accessory. I don't know.
And a place to put your cell phone.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes. And of course, the other thing too is that the obi as well is another fashion accessory in the sense that you can wear different obis with different outfits, right? And create a different mood.
Yes. And then this one is a thinner style, and then mine is a little more wider. As you can see, this width is different.
She also uses this as a backpack, and she puts dried fruit in there. She gets hungry, she just reaches out.
We
No,
put
I'm
a
joking.
towel for sure. Yeah.
One of the things that Hitomi does as well is she organizes kimono parties.
That's right. How fun would that be? Get a group of women together and have a kimono party, learn all the tricks, try them on. I'm saying Instagram, hashtag best party ever.
Totally.
Yeah. Beautiful.
And then this is another accessory for kimono, another color to layer on.
And of course, and again, so we could choose a different color. And this is what's amazing is that you can get such a totally different look and really interesting contrasting patterns. Like, you know, when you think about the sophistication, like, you know, if you're, you know, it's almost like Paris Fashion Week, you know?
It is.
Like the different choices that you make. And so this little sort of sash that's about to go around my OB2, again, could be a different color.
Well, it's like you are a canvas, and then you just sort of create layers, and it really is like a piece of art.
It is, absolutely. And I think, you know, the other interesting thing too is that one of the things that I really love about Japanese culture is how much they are always in tune and in season with the time of year.
I do too.
You know, and so they always think about the time of year. They always appreciate the time of year that they're in. And so, of course, your kimono should reflect that.
For this store, Danielle's Silk Road store, I think this is her signature color.
That's true.
So
It's beautiful. Well, we are going to take a look at some of the different seasonal kimonos with the beautiful fabrics in just a moment. And we're also going to give you some really fun ideas on what to do this summer, so stay with us. one thing that you should do this summer is go down to the Art Gallery of Greater Victoria. Why? Because there is an exhibit that will be happening all summer long. In fact, right till October, celebrating Japanese culture. Tell us how what you're curating, just to remind everyone what you're doing.
I'm curating the kimono and introducing the Japanese culture through kimono, and then so my title is Kimono, Japanese culture in its art form. And the reason why is kimono has so many different type of design patterns which signifies its changes of the season and also the occasions. So kind of like a kind of semiotics of design patterns, and that's what I would like to introduce this time. And
it's true, it tells a story. Every pattern tells a story about why it was created and the seasons that are celebrated. Tell me about the patterns we're looking at right here.
This one is nice for this time of the year, and then also not just the pattern, also the kimono. This one doesn't have a lining.
Okay.
It's called hitoe, which is only worn 2 months in a whole year. One time in June, the other time in the September, and then. Kimono's obi is also very sheer. If you can see the difference of the material, it's very sheer, and it's particularly for the summertime. And those type of differences that I like to introduce in the art gallery show, so that people are familiar with the yukata or certain type of kimono, but I like to also show whole variety of gorgeous variety of kimono.
They're extraordinary. We're going to show you a few more in just a moment, but we have to take a very short break. When we come back, this week, NBC looks at the big pipeline decision and more right here at Silk Road Tea.
Now, clearly, the biggest hurdle for Enbridge is First Nations, who have vowed this project will never be built.
And if you want to get up close and personal with these beautiful kimonos, go to the Japanese Culture in Art Form Kimono exhibit. It's happening at the Art Gallery of Greater Victoria all the way until October 19th. But what a great thing to do with visitors in the summer.
Yes, going to Art Gallery Victoria, Moss Street, beautiful place, and best collection of Asian art is a Art Gallery Victoria.
And the geisha, from geisha to diva, is also another exhibit that will be happening there. And of course, if you come down to Silk Road Tea all summer long, there's lots going on, isn't there, Daniela?
There's tons of stuff happening. We start our daily tea tastings on July the 1st, so throughout the whole summer long, you're going to be able to come down and experience free tea tastings and cultural events and all sorts of other things. And the last thing I'll mention actually about the kimono exhibit is, you know what, it's fun for the whole family.
Yes.
Kids love this type of stuff. Budding fashionistas love this kind of stuff. And if you love, even if you don't think of yourself as an art person, if you love fashion, you should see this show, because it really is going to be fantastic.
And if you've never been to the Art Gallery of Greater Victoria, you also need to go, because it is a gem. It's a very special place, and every time I go, I always pinch myself. We're so lucky to have such a great art gallery here in our city. I'd like to thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Women's clothing provided by Tulip Noir, casual designer fashions. Men's wardrobe by DG Bremner & Co. Menswear and accessories. Hair services provided by Salon J.